Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, the market is dropping. It was dropping yesterday, and we're going to share some things that we need to look at and what you must know and how to navigate this dip, why this dip is happening, and possibly when it may come to an end, and what I'm doing. And of course, before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel. And those of you who leave the wonderful kind comments for me, I appreciate that a lot. And of course, you take the time to write it. I take the time to read it. Thank you so much for that. And those who leave questions in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as possible. However, if you'd like more immediate engagement with me, you can join the Tribal Trades Discord, one Discord to rule them all. And of course, if you'd like to do that, there is a waitlist email in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button below, and that will give you you just email me there, and then I will respond with all the information and details and a link to get on the wait list. And of course, we are closing that Discord soon. That will be closed likely next week, maybe early next week, maybe middle, later next week, and it will be closed off. It is an exclusive and limited Discord and trading and training experience, okay? And so those already in the Discord are enjoying the benefits of being in the Discord, and of course I'd love to see you in there. Does that mean that I'm not in the Stocks with Josh Discord? Absolutely not. I am in the Stocks with Josh Discord as normal, engaging, answering questions, helping out with education and entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay, so I hope to see you in either Discord or both. There are links also for the Stocks with Josh Discord in the description of this video below as well. Okay, so what has been going on? What has been going on? Interesting enough, if you've been following me on X, I just posted this here, that while retail were panic selling, whales are buying. You can see this chart here. Retail are just offloading, and we have large investors or whales are continuing to climb, and the price is staying fairly steady at 100K. We're going to look at the charts in just a moment there. There are a few things that I shared a couple of days ago that are coming to pass there. So, and then we look at what's been going on and what's driving the negative sentiment amongst retail, not amongst whales. The smart money is buying and retail has been selling. I have not been selling, I have been buying. Okay, so the US placing 25% tariffs on Canada, Mexico 10% on China. Canada's replied with 25% tariffs on the USA. Mexico is preparing some tariffs possibly. Does China respond? They have been eerily. Frank Chaparro says here that crypto market is so damn soft. We finally have a green light for the entirety of US financial markets to engage with crypto, but we're selling off because a country that's smaller than California and basically exports trees and maple syrup might tax us. Sad, but I enjoy that maple syrup on my pancakes along with some ice cream. And if you haven't tried that, you should, although I definitely like ice cream and fruit on my pancakes and a little maple syrup on the waffles. Okay, you can put ice cream on waffles and French toast as well with a bit of Nutella. It's great, trust me. So no offense to Canadians there, but obviously there is some truth in that, obviously, that there is going to be a lot more pain for Canada with the 25% tariffs than there is for the US. Rex Capital said Bitcoin is a couple of days. Well, that's now today because that was posted a couple of days ago. Be a historic weekly close. Historically similar weekly closes above a final major weekly resistance at this moment in the cycle have proceeded, continued upside to new all-time highs. And so we are looking for a historic close. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. We're going to have to see how the market closes at the moment, and maybe we don't see it in January, maybe we see it in February, but let's jump over to the charts. And this is what I have been saying about trading the bottom of the range, being a buyer at the bottom of the range. And here we are, at testing this bottom of the range. We're actually testing right now the 50-day moving average. Okay, we've already lost the 20 EMA on the daily. We talked about having that had been good support there, and now we're at the bottom of the range. We're testing the tribal trade trend line, one line to rule them all. And then, of course, if we lose this here, we do have some support here at $97,900. That is a key Fibonacci level. I called it a double because based on my Fibonacci stacking method, and you can find that video on my cheat sheet in the education section, how to set up Fibonacci's and how to set up Fibonacci stacking, that would be there. Now, we might see, we would trade it in this range between 90 and around 100K or 99 and change for 2 months. We spent 10 days deviating outside of this range here, and then we created this new range here, and we've been inside this range now for a couple of weeks. Now, of course, is this a deviation? Are we going to come back into the range and come all the way down to retest? Now, the 100-day simple moving average is at 93K. That would be some rock solid support, maybe a wick down into this lower area here. So the risks to the downside are one, we're at one right now at support. I just added a little more Bitcoin right here, okay, just a nibble there, because technically we are testing the bottom of the range, or just a little bit beneath the bottom of the range. We're getting a test of this range here, this Fibonacci level, and we're getting the test of the 50-day moving average and the tribal trades trend line at the same time, okay, at the same time. So I am looking at these levels as a possible hold. Of course, we saw this wick down here. Now, what have I said about wicks? These wicks like this generally get eaten up. We haven't seen this wick get eaten up yet. So we could come down and fill some of this wick down here. So we could see this come down the 100-day simple. So if it would come down a little bit further, I might just nibble a little bit more, accumulate a little bit more. But here's the level here that I'm looking at, this 100-day, which probably will be up at this 94,000 level here. And then, of course, we have the Fibonacci level at 92 and the bottom of the previous range at 90. For a more severe correction, scare your pants off kind of correction, obviously this came down at 89. We got the 200 EMA on the daily down at 83 and the 200 simple moving average at 77. We could have a really deep flush out. Remember, I did share on my Twitter, make sure you're following me on X, I should say, sorry. I did share about how the, here we go here, the Bitcoin February historically low of the month have been the 2nd, the 9th, and the 1st. So we're at February number 2 right now, February 1st yesterday. So historically, on 2 of those post-halving years in February, the low was already in. However, last cycle was in on the 9th. The average is the 4th, and the overall average for every single February, no matter what, bear market, bull market, halving, post-halving, is by the 9th. So we could see a little bit of a shakeout here for this first week of February. So I'm going to hold steady. There might be talks of, going into a bear market, etc. Look, and while the bear market is possibly here, is you have to entertain it. For people who stick their head in the sand and are claiming here that we're not in a bear market, that's irresponsible. There is a possibility, but I would put it at very low, 1, 2, maybe 3% possibility that the bull market is over and we're going into a bear market. You do have to consider that, but I would put it at very, very low percentage, okay? So that's very interesting how we are looking at that. So retail panic selling while whales are buying there, and we do see some interesting narratives coming out. And this is definitely playing on people's fear, but whales are buying and retail have been panic selling. Let's look at the yellow brick road. We're going to follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, and we have liquidity to the downside. Yes, there is more down there to about 98,000. That would kind of get us close to that 97,000 Fibonacci. We might just wick down there. There is to the upside too, though, at 100, 101 and up to 102,000 there. Let's look at the 24-hour time frame here. And again, there is liquidity below 98, but there is a lot of liquidity above as well. The brighter yellow is where the most liquidity is. So on the short term, so shorter term pain for the longer term gain, because as we zoom out, there is far more liquidity to the upside on the 48-hour time frame than there is below. Let's go a little bit further out to the 3-day time frame, and again the same thing. There is far more liquidity to the upside, up to 106,000 there on the 3-day. We're going to go to the 1 week time frame here, and of course there is a band of yellow down there at 98,000, which kind of leads me to think, well, if I'm the market maker, I might as well just flush down to 98 before pushing the market back up to about 106, 105K there. That would be my play if I'm the market maker, and I'm not the market maker. Again, even as you zoom out, there is that 96, there's a 96,000 level there. We saw 98,000 on the other one, but there is massive liquidity above. There's way more above there at 110, 111,000. So I'd be very shocked if we didn't come up and tag those levels there with that there. And again, we see the brightest light at about 109,000 there. Now, of course, do not trade solely based off these levels. I do look at all of them. So it seems to me short term, there is more yellow to the bottom, but in the medium to the long term, there is a lot more liquidity to the top. And that does give me hope, people. That does give me hope of a brighter day. Now, look, historically, February has been a very, very bullish month for crypto overall. I'm going to be talking about altcoins in the altcoin show, and I am outlaying a killer strategy for those of you who are suffering in your altcoin positions right now, or getting beat down in there. Of course, I've been giving a lot of trade alerts and signals, and I have a trading floor that is a new channel that I opened up within the Discord a couple of days after we launched it there, and I am just tracking all of my trades in there, itemizing why I'm doing it, what I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, how I'm getting out, how I'm taking profit, and where I'm setting my new orders there. So I don't just have a play section where I'll give entries and exits. I'm also detailing my trades there. And of course, I can't wait for the live training sessions, the live sessions that we're going to be doing in the Tribal Trades Discord. That's going to be coming up at the moment. Going to start the first one of those the week after Super Bowl Sunday. Going to look at putting that first live session out there with everybody, where you'll be able to interact, talk, chat, ask questions in that session. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, all those details are below in the description there. I'd like to have your feedback as well. What do you think is going to happen? The stock's going to open on Monday with all this tariff wars that are going on. Possibly there could be some downside there. We could see some more downside before some upside. That's why I've given you some lower levels and what I feel are the worst case scenarios. But if we do hold the line here, obviously there could be some resistance up at 101. But again, this has been the area there where we have found to be resistance. There's all the liquidations coming up, liquidating all the shorts, and then coming down to liquidate those highly leveraged longs. We could see this come down a little bit lower. And of course, we've got that 96 Fibonacci level as well. There's a few levels down there, but I really look at these key areas here: the 100-day simple moving average, the 200 EMA on the daily, and the 200 simple moving average there, 200-day simple moving average. All right. Well, thanks again for joining. And until the next episode, happy trading.